Hey guys, I'm Lucy T and you are watching LucyTWWE, my weekly review show where I bestow upon you all of my tribal opinions on all things WWE. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe. Major respect and shout out to Daniel Bryan, who was the first entrant in the Greatest Royal Rumble and managed to last all the way to the final three. And Hornswoggle, my favorite entrant in the entire thing. She doesn't like little people. Okay, here is my countdown of the top 10 happenings in the WWE this WWE week. Number 10. So Brock retained the Universal title at the Greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia in his cage match against Roman Reigns. Of course, though, it's not that simple because technically Roman's feet did hit the floor first. But overall, the match, and especially the ending of the match with the spear through the cage, was a wonderful display of Roman's grit and strength and force. And you guys, I am coming around to Roman. Now, Chad Patton, who was the referee during this match, sent out a tweet after people were freaking out at him for ignoring that Roman's feet were actually the first to touch the floor, saying that he was super concerned about safety and health, and so that's why he called the match the way he did, and he was not paying attention, aka doing his job. Speaking of the Universal Championship, why is Jinder inserting himself into the run for that belt? No sell, motherfucker! Well, technically he did sell it, just at the wrong place and the wrong time. Roman just needs to win that Universal title already. I am really getting fed up. Number 9, Paige, who is now the GM of SmackDown Live, made an extra little stipulation to AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura's WWE Championship match at Backlash, saying this week that it will be a no DQ match. So I'm like, well, does that mean that AJ Styles is definitely going to serve some low blows back to Shinsuke Nakamura? But you know what? It's not really AJ's style. And I am loving Shinsuke Nakamura's new tunes. Number 8. So Seth and Finn's chemistry is continuing to build, and you guys, I am loving it. So in Saudi Arabia at the Greatest Royal Rumble, Seth Rollins gave us an epic finish to that IC title ladder match, and I was like, Miz who? And this week on Raw, Seth Rollins was like so enamored and speechless at the energy the Montreal fans were giving him. And he was just in awe, standing inside of the ring, just looking around like, you guys are wild. I love it, I love it, I love it. And it reminded me of Molly Shannon's old SNL skit. And Finn comes out and fools us with a little bit of camaraderie until he eventually attacks Seth Rollins. Finn needs a really hard heel turn, and you guys, it looks like he is on his way. So the main event on Raw was Seth Rollins defending his Intercontinental Championship against Finn Balor, and it did not disappoint. They are both high flyers, and there were so many OMG moments during this match. But did you guys notice that Coachman was like, this is the closest Finn Balor has ever come to getting the Intercontinental Championship? And I'm like, did he not watch the Greatest Royal Rumble? Because I'm pretty sure Finn like almost had his hands on the title. Seriously, guys, this match was so impressive, especially because they went from the US to South Africa, back to the US, over to Saudi Arabia, and then to Montreal. Which, by the way, I loved all of the we chants. That's French for yes. Number 7. So Jeff Hardy was the guest on Miz TV this week, opening up SmackDown Live, and guys, someone give Jeff like the mic more often. He was really funny, and I love also that the Miz referenced Randy Orton's number 9 spot after Randy interrupted their segment on Miz TV from that old SmackDown Live list. Do you guys remember that? Randy Orton was all of us when he quipped back, I don't think anybody cares about that stupid list. So this segment gave us a tag match between Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton versus Shelton Benjamin and The Miz. And it was a great match, and might I say, it was also the first time in a long time that Randy Orton successfully executed an RKO after doing his like boom, 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 warning pounding on the mat. So Randy Orton then RKO's Jeff Hardy out of nowhere after they won the match. And during the Miz TV segment, Randy was like, I'm cool with Jeff Hardy. So hopefully this is all solidifying Randy Orton's own heel turn because, let's face it, he needs that in order to survive on the roster. And speaking of Jeff Hardy, I love what his brother Matt Hardy is doing over on Raw with Bray Wyatt. I had no clue that they were literally at all of history's biggest moments. Denchi and I were too. Number 6. So Natalya and Rhonda's storyline is continuing on to build the fact that they are BFFs, which is now obvious why Natty was moved over to Monday Night Raw so she can help show Rhonda the ropes. It's doing wonders for Natalya's face turn though, I have to say. So Natalya had a match against Mickie James, which was fine and dandy, but it got really good when Alexa Bliss tried to interfere and Rhonda chased Alexa's little biscuit butt all the way around the ring until Nia Jax showed up, and then Alexa Bliss had to run back, and Nia Jax has officially aligned herself with Ronda Rousey and Natalya. And I really love this squad. Can I come to brunch, please? I'll make the reservation. Also, congrats to Nia Jax, who finally got her name plated into her belt. Number 5. Lana lost her Russian accent this week. I'm not sure if you noticed. She also dyed her hair pink, which was only seen on Instagram, and is trying to chirp in Rusev's ear to get rid of his dead weight, aka Aiden English. I do like that Lana might be ditching her Russian gimmick, especially since the veil has been lifted and she's been on Total Divas now for almost 2 years, so we know that she doesn't actually speak like that day to day, so it's giving her a bit more authenticity. I'm hoping that they stick with this and that she gets that pink hair back. I don't think that we have had enough of Rusev Day, the tag team though, and I hope they don't split up yet. And Aiden English has really capitalized on this opportunity to make this push work for him too. So let's try to keep Rusev Day together for now. Okay, Lana? Cheers. Number 4. Okay, Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns. You guys, this is really starting to frustrate me. Now, I'm hoping that I was right in my last video where I was predicting that maybe all of these co-branded pay-per-views is a little warm-up and slow ease into getting all the superstars back on both Raw and SmackDown like it used to be. Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns, I think, is the perfect example as to why it makes no sense to have co-branded pay-per-views yet still have specific superstars on the different brands. I want to see the heat build between Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns leading up to Backlash. And The Miz and Seth Rollins, for that matter. These Jumbotron messages are snoozeville, and they're all better than that. It's also just a really weird-ass time because things are so static and stagnant right now because of the Greatest Royal Rumble throwing a wrench into everything, only 2-3 weeks after WrestleMania. So technically there's only like 1 week to build any heat at all leading up to Backlash. Bummer. Number 3. So I realized that part of what makes Peyton Royce's impressions of the superstars so good is the way Billie Kay is like, oh my God, your impression is so good. I can't tell, Renee or Renee, Renee or Renee. And I also love that since last week, Renee is still clapping back at the superstars. So let's please stick in this direction. Renee, why don't you go chase a moose or something? Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, what are you talking about? I don't talk like that at all. They're also great with Carmella and a wonderful contrast to Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch and Asuka's Avengers vibes. So the 6 of them main evented a 6-woman tag match for SmackDown Live, and for once I did not fall asleep. I hate most tag matches that are more than 4 people. And Peyton Royce and Billie Kay held their own once again, even though Peyton Royce did eventually submit and tap out to Asuka. I hope Carmella retains at Backlash, and I'm guessing it will be with the help of the Iconics, and essentially win by DQ because of Champion's Advantage. Number 2. I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoyed seeing Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have fun in their hometown. And their segment was pretty funny, but I have to say also, what is this feud building up between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman? Is this going to be a thing now? I'm hoping that the WWE simply just panicked because they were like, oh crap, there's actually no time to build any storyline or actual matches for these 4 superstars, you know, because of the setback and storylines due to the Greatest Royal Rumble. So let's just put them in a tag match for Backlash. It's just so random and unnecessary. Okay, the number 1 moment in the WWE this WWE week was Big Cass's promo with little person version of Daniel Bryan. Guys, this has like never, ever been done before in the history of the WWE. Lol. But for reals, I liked this moment a lot this week simply because Big Cass was not terrible on the mic. And if there's anything to solidify someone's heeldom, it's sneak attacking a little person version of Daniel Bryan in his own hometown, because the little person was actually just like a really cool dude from Montreal. And it was just so ridiculous and over the top, and added to SmackDown Live's comedy and entertainment value this week. Who won this week? SmackDown Live definitely won this week because it was fucking hilarious, and I loved that there was a 6-woman tag match as the main event that was also an incredible match and display of strength from the women. Sign of the week, woman reigns. That's all the time we have for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at LucyTWWE for even more news and content updates. I love it, 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 I love it.